All right, we got a brief delay, but still a nice and late night version of post game reaction for the Celtics. It's almost 1 a.m. here on the East Coast. As you know, if you've watched any of these, I don't mind these games at all. I'm up at this time anyways. I love it. Gives me something to do late night, as I've said before. So I'm perfectly fine with those 10 o'clock or later starts. Bring them on. Again, it makes my night all the much more busy and fun. So, my night owl tendencies were fulfilled tonight as the Celtics were in a really competitive, odd game, sloppy on both sides. Maybe not the game anybody was expecting, but the Celtics came out on top with the win. And I'm calling it fake Oakland because they had the We Believe court tonight, and saying Oakland forever, even though the Warriors abandoned Oakland to move to San Francisco and become a much more gentrified NBA team, but they pretended they were in Oakland tonight. And how can you wear jerseys that say Oakland and have say Oakland forever a, just a little over a year after you just straight up left Oakland, like abandoned the place? That just seems strange to me. I don't know if I would love that if I was a resident of Oakland, but that's what the Warriors marketing team decided to go with. So fake Oakland it is tonight, and the Celtics were able to again get the win there, 111 to 107. This is despite the incredibly hot shooting and terrific game from Steph Curry. He finished with 38 points, which was game high, 8 assists, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, damn close to a triple double. He was 7 of 7 from the free throw line because, of course, he was 7 of 14 from 3, 12 of 21 from the floor. At one point, it looked like he was just going to be unstoppable and put up, one of those Steph Curry 50, 60-point games. Fortunately, he cooled off a little bit, just enough for the Celtics to get the win here on the backs of a nice performance from Jason Tatum, 27 points, 9 rebounds. Kemba Walker, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Much better night for him. And the dreadful career worst performance he had against the Lakers. He was 6 for 18 from the floor tonight. Not great, but not terrible. 3 of 9 from 3. Not great, not horrible. Definitely an improved performance. Jaylen Brown also pretty good tonight. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. I think it was the best game of the season for Grant Williams, if I'm being honest. He comes off a DNP coach's decision, which is never a good sign for a player, and comes back 27 minutes, which is a little bit odd, but okay, 27 minutes, fine. Brad Stevens' rotations continue to not make sense, but he played well tonight. 15 points and 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and some good defense from Grant Williams tonight. I was impressed with what I saw from him. The plus-minus gives him a minus 13. I wouldn't look into that at all. He was certainly better than that plus-minus number indicated. Again, I think this was his best game of the season. Hit a couple of timely threes, too. So, way to respond from a DNP coach's decision from a guy that I've criticized a lot this year and I think has had no business being in the Celtics rotation a lot of times. Tonight, he earned those minutes. Though, again, I don't really understand how you go from a DNP coach's decision to 27 minutes. That's not a question for me, though. That's a question for the head coach of the Celtics, who continues to not be able to coach the team how to play against zone defense, as the Warriors a little bit too late went to the zone. The Celtics reacted as they did all playoff long, like they got acid thrown in their face, just didn't know what to do, tried swinging the ball around to Grant Williams at one point, who then from the three-point line tried to back down his defender, promptly just lost the ball, which led to some points for the Warriors. Celtics need to figure out how to play against the zone defense. It's going to come up across the rest of the season, and it certainly will come up in the playoffs. If they can't beat a zone, which every team in the NBA full of professionals should be able to do, then they won't go anywhere. Simple as that. So Celtics need to improve against the zone. What they did well tonight was, let me see, what did they do well tonight? They recovered from getting punched in the face early. Terrible first quarter. Gave up 35 points to the Warriors, and then responded with a really good defensive effort in the second, giving up only 17, and that got them back into the game. But then again in the third, they gave up 33 points. Fortunately, they scored 34. So not great defense tonight, but at times it was great. Just inconsistent, maybe, is the better way to put it. And the rotations, I mentioned this earlier, continue to not make a lot of sense to me. I thought that Kerr made a mistake twice in not starting Curry in the beginning of the second, not starting him in the beginning of the fourth. In the beginning of the second, the Warriors could have really tried to hammer the Celtics and put them away in this game. Instead, Curry sat on the bench and then came in later. Celtics at that point had come all the way back and tied it up. And in the fourth, I thought they made a mistake not starting Curry, but Brad Stevens didn't take advantage. In that situation, and I tweeted this out too, it was a close game going into the fourth quarter. Curry's out, and the Celtics respond by just having one scorer in the lineup to start, and Jason Tatum. If I'm Brad Stevens and I see Curry's out and it's a close game, knowing I don't have Kemba Walker available tomorrow, which is, I guess, now today, against Sacramento because Kemba Walker is not playing in back-to-back games, and knowing that you need to get this game because you don't want to lose the first of a back-to-back, I would have gone with your full arsenal of scorers, Kemba, Tatum, and Brown to start the fourth quarter with Curry out and try to pull away. He obviously didn't do that. As I sneeze. Yes? No? Yes. Successful sneeze. And the Celtics, ultimately, the Celtics won. So, I mean, how can you criticize him for a game that they won? I'm finding a way. It's just a situation I didn't think made a lot of sense, considering they have the game again tomorrow, which is now today, if that makes any sense. It does in my head. I don't know if it makes sense to you. But, you take the win on the road. The Warriors aren't a great team, but they're pretty good. They're 11-10, hovering around, that 8th spot in the West. Obviously, Curry is one of the best players in the league, continues to be, doesn't show too much signs of slowing down, is clearly limited with the roster he has right now. I mean, Andrew Wiggins isn't what anybody ever thought he was going to be. He was dreadful tonight, 1 of 8 from 3, 15 points, didn't help at all. Kelly Oubre has not shot the ball well this season. Draymond Green, we all know he's a terrific playmaker, just so limited offensively now at this point in his career. Just 2 points on the night, but he did what he usually does, 7 assists, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks. He did turn the ball over 5 times and have 5 personal fouls. The defense is there, the playmaking's there. He just can't be asked to score. And so they're just a really limited team, this Warriors, especially with their rookie James Wiseman now. That's one less guy who can be relied upon to play heavy minutes in that rotation. So Curry has to do a ton of heavy lifting, and to his credit, he's done a good job keeping them afloat. It's just he's not going to get much relief this year as Klay Thompson's done for the year. So I'm starting to wonder what the Warriors' future holds in terms of, do they see Curry and Thompson as being able to make another run at it, or does Curry become an expendable piece maybe? I don't think they're going to give him up this season, but next season, if it's not working out, can a team pry him loose and the Warriors start over from scratch? It seemed hard to imagine just a couple of years ago, but things move fast in professional sports, especially in the NBA. So overall, you take the win from the Celtics on the road. They needed it really badly, especially after that really frustrating loss to the Lakers. And the road trip only continues to get harder. You're playing a pretty damn good Sacramento Kings team in less than 24 hours. You are then heading to LA to play what will be an angry Clippers team who's been playing some of the best basketball in the league, who is one of the title favorites. And then you play Utah after that, who's been, again, one of the hottest teams in the league. Just recently had a 10-game winning streak snapped. So it was important to beat what's the worst team on that road trip, this Warriors team tonight. You didn't make it look easy, but you managed to do it. And so you take the win, and you move on and get ready for Sacramento. No Kemba Walker. The Celtics can put together a nice win streak here going into LA. You'll feel good if you can build a 2-game win streak heading to LA, whether you beat the Clippers or not. You need to bag these 2 games. So thanks to everybody watching. Stay safe out there. If you're on the East Coast, make sure you shovel your snow out, as we got pretty good snow dump on us. Wash your hands. Remember to do the social distancing thing and wear your masks, as it's getting really old to say, but it's still the case. I will be back tomorrow after the game, tomorrow night, another late night one, because we are on the West Coast. And I'll talk to you then. Remember to tell everybody about this, like and subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do, whatever you got to do, go for it. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I will see you tomorrow. See ya.